As a lot of you may know, I happen to have a thing for cars.
Yeah, good job!
And ever since day one, there's been something about the Japanese ones that really stuck out to me. When I started to watch the Fast and Furious movies as a kid, although I really enjoyed the raw sounds that Dom's classic muscle cars made, something about Brian's taste in the Toyota Supra and the Skyline GTR resonated far more with my interest. A few years ago, in search of cars in my area to interview, I was able to get in touch with a few drivers in town who all owned the same ride. And that car was the Toyota Chaser. Picture a Toyota Camry, but it's rear-wheel drive and it's got a turbo inline-six. While the Toyota Supra rose in price with the rise of the internet,
Is that a Supra? Dude, is it a Supra?
the Toyota Chaser slid under the radar for a long time, as it checked a lot of boxes for Japanese fanboys without a crazy price tag. One of those people being my friend Jon. And today, Jon is going to take us for a little trip around his very own Toyota Chaser.
I'm gonna say my name is Jon Hintz. I'm used to saying Jonathan at work because there's another Johnny. But I'm like outside of work, I'm like, I hate saying Jonathan. It's too many syllables. My name's Jon Hintz. I drive a 1998 Toyota Chaser JZX100. Yeah, so for the most part, under the hood, it's still pretty bone stock. Most of the work this far I've done on the outside of the car. It's on work T7R, two-piece forged wheels, Falconizini tires, Fortunato 500 coilovers, paired up with a stance part air cup system, so I can actually get into my driveway. It only it'll go up and down like once, and then it takes like, I don't know, like 60 seconds for the compressor to kick back in and fill the tank up again. So it's good for getting over speed bumps, but nothing else. Yeah.
My favorite thing about Jon's Chaser compared to others is the subtle class it holds against other cars in the lot. While show cars with big engines and lots of chrome parts can be cool, there's something so tasteful about a good set of wheels, nice paint, and a clean interior that complements the original design.
Yeah, I don't know. I just always really liked sedans. I really liked imports. Kind of just caught one of these on the road one day and was like, what the f is that? Always liked Toyota. I always wanted to get a Supra, like a Mark IV way back in the day. But at the same time, I wanted something that was just a little different. I sold my last car, took all of that, plus a bunch that I worked for and saved up. I reached out to some guys in Japan, scouted it out in auction after about 8 months, and got it over here.
A cool tidbit about the Chaser is that, while massively popular in the drifting community, these models were only ever offered in Japan, making every model produced right-hand drive only. And while that doesn't change anything performance-wise about the car, it adds to a unique aesthetic this car exemplifies.
What got me into cars? Probably just my parents, my dad. Right? He was always a car guy. He had a body shop way back in the day. I was always just surrounded by vehicles and fast toys through my whole childhood. I got my first car, I just always had like the itch to tinker with it and break shit. Not even knowing what an air filter is, but I would pop the hood and then just rip it in half and see what would happen. That's a true story, by the way. I was like, oh, I bet if I rip this in half and put it sideways, I'll have more airflow and I'll make more power. Right, this is like 16-year-old Jon talking.
KA! Woo!
everything. I love the way it looks, and it's just different. You don't see like big body sedans on the road like this anymore.
Seeing this car transform from its earliest version to what Jon has made it into today is nothing short of admirable. But as car guys, as much as we hate to admit it, a car is never really done, right?
So many plans and no time to do it all. Everything on the outside of the car at this point I've gotten done. I got it where I want. We're either gonna do just a big turbo, ECU tuned fuel system, like the typical JZ type of stuff, or we're gonna pull the entire engine out, shave the bay, and just go all the way. Part of me also wants to buy a 2J, put that in here, take this 1J, and throw it into an E30 coupe. The dream actually is I wanna do an E30 coupe with a stroked out 2J, mated to a Getrag transmission, and somehow Frankenstein that to a STI all-wheel drivetrain. That would be the ultimate goal, but I have no clue how I would accomplish that. It'd be sick though.
In my years of getting up close and personal with cars around my city, as fun as it is to be around the crowds and the craziness of events and meets, I'm once again reminded of how much fun can be had and the memories that can be made when you and a friend simply go for a drive. The relationships that a simple icebreaker like a fun car can make is so radical, and I'm so excited to see what other friends I have yet to make through this crazy world of cars.
He's like, said that on camera. Well, now I did.
Hey up.